Welcome to the world of modern stoicism. Many men give superficial compliments that women forget in just half a minute. But if you utter 3 correct phrases, she will lie on the bed, replaying your words, imagining you, yearning for your presence. These words will resonate in her mind like a melody that cannot be escaped. She will carefully analyze every shade of your voice, every pause, and every glance that accompanied your words. These are not cliched phrases, but psychological triggers possessed by emotionally balanced men who attract attention without pursuing it. These men understand the deep psychology of a woman's nature. They realize that women do not respond to desperate attempts to impress. They value confidence, mystery, and emotional maturity, mastering the art of communication through ancient Stoic wisdom. Let's start with a harsh truth that not all men are ready to accept. Many compliment women due to inner deficiency, emptiness, and a desperate need for acceptance. They utter words like, "You are incredibly beautiful. You are simply stunning. You are perfection." It sounds sweet, but it is completely wrong. These compliments are banal and full of despair, and worse, they place her above you in the invisible hierarchy of interaction. When a man tells a woman she is perfect, he inadvertently conveys several destructive things. Firstly, he does not perceive her as a real person with flaws and issues. Secondly, he is willing to idealize her for his need for approval. Thirdly, his standards are so low or his self-esteem so weak that he is ready to pedestal almost any attractive woman. When you put a woman on a pedestal with your words, she may smile and thank you, but deep down she loses some attraction, for you have just revealed something important about yourself. You are trying to win her over, seeking approval, and showing that she controls the dynamics of your relationship. It is neither manly nor stoic, and certainly not enticing. On a subconscious level, a woman seeks a man who values himself highly enough not to hand out compliments indiscriminately. She wants to feel that she deserves your attention for her unique qualities, not just her appearance. The woman desires to be seen, not praised as a goddess. It is important for her to feel that your attention is a reward, not just a tribute to every woman who uses makeup. From an evolutionary perspective, for thousands of years, women have chosen men who displayed high value, confidence, and leadership ability. A man immediately showering a woman with compliments subconsciously reveals his insecurity in gaining her attention, his acute need for approval, and his willingness to sacrifice his dignity for her smile. This is an expression of resilience. Mark tirelessly sought understanding in religion, observing and reflecting, speaking little but with deep meaning. Each word carried serious significance, a result of inner work and philosophical contemplation. Be the men whose compliments are seen as a reward, not manipulation, whose words carry weight from inner strength and self-respect. Practical advice. Before giving a compliment, stop and honestly ask yourself, am I doing this because I genuinely admire something unique about her, or because I want her to appreciate me? Analyze your motives. If you feel despair, a need for approval, or a desire to please at any cost, it's better to stop. The only answer that makes you attractive is sincere admiration, coming from a position of strength, not weakness. Part 2. Compliment number 1. There is something dark in your eyes, and I like it. This compliment is a masterful example of psychological influence, and here's why. It doesn't concern how her eyes look, nor does it speak of her external beauty. It's a deep psychological seduction. In saying this, you do not flatter her superficially, but address her inner world, her psychological landscape, rather than her appearance. What makes this compliment so powerful? Firstly, it is unexpected. Most men talk about the beauty of her eyes. You note that you see depth, complexity, and even a certain danger in them. This provokes interest. Secondly, the word dark creates a mystery. What exactly do you mean? It could be passion, intellect, mysticism, sexuality, or something entirely different. Uncertainty makes her ponder. You create a mystery that will haunt her thoughts. Why does it work on several psychological levels at once? It's unexpected. She is used to compliments about her appearance, but not to someone peering into her inner world. This implies depth. You see more in her than just a beautiful face. It shifts the balance of power. Instead of putting her on a pedestal, you position yourself as someone capable of reading people, possessing psychological insight. Now she wonders, what exactly do you see in her? What is this darkness? Is it her hidden sexuality, unfulfilled ambitions, or secret fantasies? Perhaps her past experiences. Uncertainty breeds intrigue, and intrigue fosters obsession. This is the type of phrase that makes her curious about you, pondering over you when she's alone, analyzing every interaction through the lens of this enigmatic observation. It's not just a compliment, it's a seed planted in her imagination. Imagination is an incredibly powerful weapon with allure. When a woman begins to dream of a man and creates scenarios of their interactions in her mind, the battle is already half won, and it is imagination that opens the doors to desire. A stoic gaze. A man with stoicism speaks with clarity and purpose, his words rich in meaning, penetrating deeper than superficial phrases. Each of his statements is a result of observations, reflections, understanding of human nature, and practical experience. When you decide to give this compliment, do it right. Say it in a quiet, calm voice, confident but not aggressive. Establish eye contact. Look straight into her eyes. Speak slowly, giving weight to each word. And, importantly, remain silent afterwards. Do not explain. Do not add anything. Let her ponder the mystery. Allow uncertainty to do its work. We move on to the second part. Compliment number 2. You seem dangerous. I like women who know their power. This compliment is attractive because it touches on what psychologists call the feminine shadow, that aspect of femininity that society often forces to hide. Many women are forced to suppress their natural sexuality, intuitive wisdom, and emotional strength under masks of propriety and expectations. Modern society creates a paradox for women. On one hand, they are urged to be strong and independent, while on the other, open expressions of sexuality or emotional strength often provoke condemnation. As a result, many women live in a state of constant inner conflict, hiding their true essence. But when you acknowledge this hidden strength without judgment, with admiration, you free it, allowing it to be authentic. You do not praise her appearance or grace. You show that you see and appreciate the wild, intuitive, and sensual potential hidden in her eyes, allowing her to be completely feminine beside you, without fear of judgment or misunderstanding. And here is the deep secret of female psychology. True femininity wants to be noticed and accepted by a courageous man who is not afraid of her energy. Most men either fear female strength or try to control it. But the wise, stoic man understands that true strength lies in the ability to embrace and appreciate female energy in all its complexity. This compliment makes her feel her power without elevating her above you. It's a subtle yet critically important distinction. He tells her, "You are dangerous. You are powerful. But I am not afraid. On the contrary, I like it. I can create space for your energy. I will not try to tame or change you." This changes the entire script of their interaction. Now, instead of feeling that you are trying to win her favor, she feels that you are the unusual man who can understand and accept her. You become the one she wants to surprise, whose approval matters to her, because you have shown that you see her true essence, not just the social mask she wears. True masculinity is never about controlling women or suppressing their energy. It lies in the ability to hold this energy without sinking into it and losing oneself. It's like a shore enduring the ocean's onslaught, strong enough to withstand its waves, yet wise enough not to try to stop the tide. Such a compliment truly demonstrates mature masculinity. It shows that you can create space for her chaos, passion, and complexity while remaining centered, calm, and not controlling the situation. Now, about practical application. Use this compliment at the right moment. When she teases you, plays, challenges, or shows her strength, say it exactly when you feel her energy. It shouldn't be said when she is quiet or submissive, as it would be inappropriate and insincere. Speak these words as she shows her playfulness, passion, and strength with a slight smile on her face. Convey that you are not afraid of her energy, but rather enjoy it. Your reaction should be approving, yet not submissive. You appreciate her strength while maintaining your own. This transforms her fire into a lure and her challenge into a game. Her trials are flirtation. Part 4, compliment number 3. You feel safe next to me, don't you? State it as a declaration, not a question. This compliment is subtle, yet incredibly effective, as it impacts at a deep psychological level, touching on one of women's core needs. Many men are mistaken in trying to prove to women that they are safe. They talk about their successes, show certificates, demonstrate financial stability. However, a real man does not try to prove anything. He simply assumes. He does not ask, but projects, does not seek confirmation, but creates his own reality. This compliment works because it creates what psychologists call presumptive closure. You don't ask if she feels safe, you assert that she feels safe, and simply wait for confirmation of what you already know. This demonstrates a high level of social confidence and emotional intelligence. This phrase instantly creates an atmosphere of intimacy, showing that you are not just another guy trying to impress. You are a man who sensitively responds to emotional undercurrents and intuitively understands women's psychology, demonstrating a rare ability to read their emotional states and create an atmosphere of safety around them. To understand why this works, one must delve deeply into female psychology. Women constantly assess their surroundings for potential threats, both physical and emotional. They ask themselves, will this man respect my boundaries? Will he try to make me do what I don't want? How will he react if I refuse him? Is he emotionally stable? When you show that you are aware of your influence on her, creating an atmosphere of safety naturally, you become a leader in the interaction. You are not the one trying to win her trust. You have already earned it by your presence, creating trust effortlessly and providing her emotional support in the uncertainty of social contact. Trust and a sense of safety are the foundations for closer relationships. Safety is the key to vulnerability. The moment when a woman allows herself to be open and authentic, she can only reveal herself to the man with whom she feels emotionally secure and captivated. The capture implies not coercion, but the creation of a magnetic field in which she feels both safe and excited. You do not seek her approval, nor do you look for confirmation that you are a good guy. You demonstrate awareness of the influence you have on her, understanding the dynamics you create, reflecting your high social awareness and emotional maturity. Ultimately, compliment from the position of a confident man. Set aside cliches that hinder the understanding of most men. Forget banal phrases like, "You are so beautiful," that sound like a broken record for any attractive woman. If you want her to think of you in solitude, to have her thoughts revolve around you at night, if you want to be the man she dreams of while reading romantic novels, stop complimenting her like an insecure young man. Start speaking confidently, from inner strength rather than deficiency. Let your words come from genuine admiration, not desperate striving for approval. These three compliments are not just memorable phrases, but psychological constructs that position you as a highly valued, grounded, and masculine man, a force of nature that a woman cannot ignore. They create an aura of mystery, depth, and emotional maturity that attracts quality women like a magnet. Remember, true seduction occurs not at the level of words, but at the level of energy. Words are merely a means to convey your inner state. If despair and need reign within you, no techniques will help. However, if you possess calmness, confidence, and a sincere perception of feminine nature, your compliments will become a powerful tool for creating deep attraction. Promise yourself and everyone reading this that you have stopped trying desperately to please by placing women on unattainable pedestals. If this content has given you a real psychological game and you have begun to understand the deep principles of attraction, take a step and take action. Share this information with a man who needs to improve his communication skills and strengthen his inner confidence. The world needs more men who understand the true nature of attraction, able to interact with women from a position of strength and respect. They can create deep and meaningful connections based on mutual admiration, rather than despair or manipulation.